evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to the 2017 Adult Education Graduation and Volunteer Recognition event. My name is Scott Wallner, and I'm the Assistant Director of Community Education for the St. Cloud Area Public Schools. As part of my role, I oversee what's called the Central Minnesota Adult Basic Education Consortium. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Central Minnesota ABE is a partnership between 26 school districts, including 3 right here in the area: St. Cloud, Sauk Rapids-Rice, and Sartell-St. Stephen, and also several others throughout central Minnesota. I think our total area is something like 300 square miles is what we cover. Locally in the area, we have adult learning sites at Discovery School in Waite Park, Hillside School in Sauk Rapids, the Mary Center next to the St. Cloud Basilica, the La Cruz Community Center in South St. Cloud, the Belle Claire Community Center, which is out in St. Joseph, and on the campus of St. Benedict's College in St. Joseph, and also one right here, I forgot about, one right here at the Great River Regional Library. In these locations, adults study to improve their English skills, learn parenting and or citizenship skills, brush up on their math, reading and writing, or earn a high school credential. And in our program, you can get a high school credential in 3 ways. You can get an adult diploma from the Minnesota Department of Education. You can also get what's called a GED, which is a test that you take. And you can also get it through a credit recovery program. So we've got 3 different ways that people can earn a high school diploma here in this area. Tonight, we take time to celebrate the class of 2017. And I've got a quote here from Hillary Clinton, who once said at a graduation commencement, probably a lot like this one, but maybe a little larger, life is not easy for anyone. Sometimes you don't see the challenges on the outside, but every single one of us has both those and everything that goes on inside as well. Give it your all, and dare to be all you can be. During these past months, you've challenged yourselves, you've navigated through lives that weren't always easy, and you've given it your all. And your presence here this evening says it all. We celebrate your accomplishments, and we know you are moving forward into a bright future. Congratulations. Assisting our adult learners in their goals are not only a group of educational professionals, many of whom are here this evening and helped set this room up, but also dozens of trained tutor volunteers who generously donate their time, talents, and energies to this meaningful endeavor. Our volunteers help us to greatly expand our capacity and to serve adult learners more effectively. So we are here tonight not only to celebrate our ABE graduates, but also to thank our volunteers for their many, many hours of dedicated service. Thank you to our volunteers. We have a number of dignitaries with us this evening, and I'd like to pass the microphone around and ask them to introduce themselves briefly and to please identify your organization.
Good evening. My name is Gary Ganji. I'm one of the executive directors for District 742. I'm here this evening to say a few words from Superintendent Willie Jett. Willie had multiple commitments tonight and won't be joining us, but he wanted me to reach out to the graduates and say congratulations. What you've accomplished is phenomenal. Good job. To the family and friends here, thank you for your support to get the graduates where they are this evening. To the staff, thank you for your unending commitment to this group of graduates. And to the volunteers, thank you for all the support you've given.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bruce Mose. I'm a member of the District 742 Board of Education. Very honored to be here. I certainly publicly acknowledge I'm dressed very, very casually for this event, far too casually, but when I got ready this afternoon, I reminded myself it was going to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Congratulate all of you very, very kindly.
Hi, my name is Al Dahlgren. I'm the chair this year for the St. Cloud School Board. And as Gary said a little bit ago, thank you for everybody out here who's coming to support their graduates. This is our third and final graduation ceremony for this year, and we always end with the most fun one. This one is just a great ceremony. It's so fun to come here and watch. The people graduating in this ceremony are people, as Gary said, or Scott said, who haven't always had it so easy in life, and you've actually taken it upon yourselves to make the choice to come and put in the work to get your degree, and that says a whole lot. It's not something that just was handed to you as because you became 18 years old and that's what 18-year-olds do. And I really appreciate that you would actually take the time to come back to school and get that degree. It means a lot more to you than it does to a lot of other people. And, it's a great night. Let's celebrate.
Hi, my name's Jeff Pogres. I wrote a speech for this, but every single one of them stole it. So I echo all their comments. I want to thank the volunteers, the parents, and the students. Great job, well done. I'll keep it short.
Hi and welcome. I'm Robin Holthouse with the Sauk Rapids Rice School Board. Congratulations to all of you. Just one quick note, and I think it's for all of us to keep in mind. We have graduates here in front of us, but it takes a village to get us all to that accomplishment. So congratulations to all of you and to everybody that supported them along the way.
Hi, good evening. My name is Tracy Morse. I'm part of the Sauk Rapids Rice School Board, and I'd like to congratulate all of you for making this a priority in your life, even though it wasn't always easy. You set your goals, you had support, and here you are tonight to celebrate and move on to your journey, which is yet to become. Lots of excitement ahead of you. Congratulations.
I'm Phil Ruckholt. I'm part of the St. Cloud Rice School Board as well. I do want to congratulate each of you and your families and friends that are here in attendance. For me, it's a true honor to be here to be able to celebrate the success with each of you.
Good evening, Dan Bittman, Superintendent of Sauk Rapids Rice School District, and here with my son, who's 10 years old. You can wave. So proud of each one of you. So thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for the motivation. We are here to celebrate you. And we are so excited to be part of that village and look forward to the contributions that you have throughout your life. So thank you for letting us be part of it.
It's hard to top all of that. I'm Nicole Wilkie, Community Education Director for Sauk Rapids Rice Schools, and I just want to congratulate you and the staff and the families for all of the hard work. I got to visit with the ones from Sauk Rapids Rice at the picnic and just congratulate you on your accomplishment.
My name is Megan Phillips. I'm with the Community Education Committee, and I would like to thank you for letting me be a part of this. And I would also like to say I personally know that it is a challenge, as I have gotten my GED myself, and I'm also graduated with 2 bachelor's degrees and master's degrees. So this may be the start for you, and there is going to be more good things to come.
And I'm Tamara McClintock. I'm a teacher at Discovery, and I don't have to give a speech because I just get to present the student speakers tonight.
Let's give them all a nice hand. Thank you all for being here and giving up another night. Al really hit on something that strikes me a lot about adult basic education graduations, and I have been through many of these. And it's this whole concept of expectation. When you go to a regular high school graduation, whether it's Apollo High School or whether it's Sauk Rapids Rice High School, there's a very high, people expect to be there. The kids expect to be there. The parents expect their kids to be there. Everybody's worrying about the fall. How are we going to pay for college? How am I going to talk my daughter out of majoring in philosophy? It's almost an afterthought. And what's so beautiful about this is I'm going to guess that none of you really expected to be here tonight. Is that true? Would you say? Yeah. And so that, to me, that's always the beauty. And I see a lot more tears at this kind of a graduation than you ever see at a high school graduation. So it's great to have you here. I'd now like to turn the microphone over to Jane Stevenson, and Jane is our volunteer coordinator, social worker, intake specialist, and anything else I can get her to do, and does a terrific job recruiting, training, and supporting all of our ABE volunteers. Please welcome Jane Stevenson.
I'm so excited to see everybody here tonight. This is great. I have the great privilege to work with some terrific people. We have a large pool of volunteer tutors and teachers who share their time and talent with our students and staff, and we would not be able to offer our program to the extent that we do without their help. One of the best comments that I hear from our volunteers is that this is the volunteering and their evening or day that they come to work with our students is the thing they look forward to the most each week. They are so excited to be with us, and they often say that they get a lot more out of it than they think that the students do. We have volunteers that have gone back to school. They've been so inspired by our program that they've decided that they want to go and get their degree in teaching English as a second language. We've had college students that come in and to do a 20-hour community service, and they switch their major and decide this is the field I want to go into. According to a Point of Light study, volunteering helps build a more cohesive, safer, stronger community, increase the social network between communities and neighborhood. This is just a great tie into our District 742's mission and core values. Here's some of the highlights that we have for the 2016-2017 year. 103 volunteers provided about 1,700 hours between May of 2016 and April of 2017. Based on a Minnesota average of $26.40 an hour from the independent sector, that's a financial value of nearly $450,000, as well as positively impacting our students and connecting us to the community. 43 of the volunteers were new to the program this year. They're at 7 sites, so we have them at Discovery, Hillside, La Cruz, Hands Across the World, the Great River Regional Library, Belle Claire, and St. Joseph. 12 of our tutors went through the 12-hour training process to become certified tutors, and we had over 20 tutors attend a couple different training sessions that we had this year on immigration and cultural student panel presentation. We had 10 students that were service learning students from St. Ben's, St. John's, and St.Cloud State, and 1 work study student from St.Cloud Technical Community College. The volunteers range in age from 19 to 91. Some of our volunteers volunteer 1 hour a week, where others do 20 hours a week or more. They act as classroom volunteers, interpreters, teachers, citizenship instructors, administer assessments, and do one-to-one tutoring. A group of volunteers were instrumental this year in starting up a new site in St. Joseph. The class currently meets at a building on the St. Ben's campus. 2 of our volunteers were recognized this year at the Partners in Education Awards ceremony. Cheryl Pennington from Hands Across the World, and Shia Kraut, who instructs at our Belle Claire site. I'd like the volunteers who are in the audience just to stand and be recognized. Thank you to our wonderful ABE staff, teachers, administrators, staff, members, our coordinators, Naomi, who's at the Great River Regional Library, and Kelly at La Cruz. I'd like to invite one of our teachers, Joe Osgood, to come up and share some reflections with us. Thank you.
Congratulations. It's fantastic. People have mentioned some of the people that helped you along the way. Parents, friends, tutors, your kids. And a person who helped me a lot in my life is my grandfather. He's 97 years old. And he doesn't really know social media or Snapchat. And he was in clubs. You know what a club is? Like when people actually physically would get together and talk and hang out. And he was in a club called Rotary, and they have a motto that I think is wonderful. Their motto is service above self. And he really lived that. And another person who I think really lived that is our longtime coordinator, Scott Wallner. And he's our MC tonight. I'd like to say a few words about him. Scott has been a lifelong educator. He's been behind the scenes, making all this possible for 16 years. I also want to say that, Scott really embodies the idea of service above self, of giving back to others and thinking about others, even before you think of yourself. He's the rare person that really combines technical expertise, he's great at what he does, with just a profound humanness. And I hope as you go forward and go out there and achieve more great things, you can just remember to keep that humanity and just combine that with doing the best job that you can. So I'd like to ask everyone to give a round of applause to everyone who has helped the graduates, including you, and also a special hand to Scott Wallner. Somebody with a program can help me out with what's next.
We have Tamara McClintock, who's going to introduce our student speakers.
Hello, I'm Tamara McClintock, a teacher at Discovery, and I have the honor tonight to present the student speakers who have graciously or been talked into sharing their reflections tonight. And we start with Taylor Nicole Purington.
Good evening, everyone. We did it. We all accomplished one of the major milestones in our lives, high school graduation. This is a major step in the journey of our lives, one that should be recognized. It is an act not only of personal commitment, but also one of pride. We all worked hard to get to the day, and our work did not go to waste. A high school diploma is a wonderful tool in this world, one that opens many doors of opportunities. But graduation is not an end result for some of us. It is a part of the larger journey of life. Wherever your future may take you, let it take you somewhere. Life is a journey, and all accomplishments we achieve during its course should be taken as starting points for future achievements. Our graduation should serve as such a launching point, taking us to wherever our futures are meant to take us, whether we land ourselves a career or continue our education at college or vocational technical school. But before we can reach for the stars, there is one more milestone that we all need to meet. We've already shown our commitment to personal growth through making it to this ceremony today. But soon, all of us will experience another ceremony when we graduate from our programs. And we don't have to stop there. This graduation has already shown us how capable we all are of accomplishing goals when we commit ourselves to them. I hope all of us here today can take this personal accomplishment as an example of how anything is truly possible when we put our minds to it. As we all continue on our lives, let us take each new program and problem with confidence, knowing that we have achieved great heights and are equipped with the necessary tools to tackle our futures. The road that lies ahead won't be easy. There will be obstacles and missed exits, potholes, and roadblocks. There will be times when each of us feel we can't go on or we feel alone. But we are not alone. We are all on this journey together. Nothing worthwhile is easy, and that includes making the best of our futures. We will keep pushing because we know we can achieve our dreams and because we are worth it. From this day forward, let us make each decision with our best interest in mind. Let us believe in ourselves so that we may reach our goals and fulfill our dreams. Let us be the best we can be so that we may fill our lives and the lives around us with pure happiness and with pride. We've already taken the first step. Now it's time we take the next. Congratulations to you all.
Our next speaker is Mahelena Gutierrez.
Hello, my name is Mahelena Gutierrez. I am Mexican, but my heart is in this country. I came to the U.S. with my husband when I was 18 years old. Our first daughter born in Washington State. We lived in Washington for 5 years and worked picking fruit. We moved to St. Cloud, Minnesota in 2001, and we did factory work. Later, I was a housekeeper at Radisson Hotel. And after a few months, I became a supervisor there for 8 years. During that time, my husband and I had 2 more children. My husband and I began to take classes at ABE in 2004. Up and on, the last 13 years, I attend class at Sauk Rapids, hence across the world, and finally, Discovery ABE in Way Park. For the past 2 years, I've been working on my high school diploma at Discovery, and today I am graduated. I decided to get a high school diploma to learn more about American history and to learn the language so that I can raise my voice and speak with lawmakers about immigration-related issues. My family and I have been involved in Asamblea de Derechos Civiles, Assembly for Civil Rights Organization. In this work, we have met local, state, and federal representatives to talk about issues regarding immigrants' families in Minnesota. I feel like getting my high school diploma is an important step in advancing my work as a community organizer. I want to keep moving forward. My other reason to get a diploma is to be a good role model for my kids. I am so proud of my older daughter, who just finished her 3rd grade at the College of St. Benedict. And I want to let them know that education is very important to be successful in life. Thanks to God, He gave me everything I need to finish my high school diploma. Thanks to all the people that helped me to achieve my goal. I want to thank all my teachers for being such amazing teachers. This is a journey that I will carry in my treasures of memories. Thank you to my friends, and most importantly, my beautiful family for supporting me. As an immigrant, my family and I have been experienced discrimination many times. But let me tell you that when I am around teachers, friends, and families, that inspire me and make me feel valued, I feel stronger and more determined to focus my energy on making a better community in which we can all live together. Thank you to all the graduates. Yay!
Okay, our next speaker is Myra Vargas.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Myra. Sorry. It's very emotional. I started attending the Adult Basic Education program in 2014 at Discovery Elementary to complete my adult diploma. Getting my diploma was very challenging for me, but it was something that had to be done to move on to the next chapter in my life. I felt stuck. I felt like a car without wheels. I wanted to keep advancing. But without my diploma, I felt like I was not getting anywhere. I found all the help and all the tools that I needed to achieve my goals. And that was all to the amazing staff from the Adult Basic Education program at Discovery. They work very hard to motivate us every day. I want to thank them all. I want to thank God, all the teachers, and my family. I couldn't have done this with all of you. Now that I have completed my adult diploma, I feel like I could accomplish much more. I can finally move on to the next chapter. I can now go to college. I can now have a career. Thank you all. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Drew and Jane, for all your help. I wouldn't have done this without you. Thank you.
And our next speaker is Young Fung Ren.
I'm from China. I want to say thank you all the people who helped me to earn my high school diploma. It's very important to me. Some of the people, including help me on the adult basic education program or teacher, especially for my coordinator, Jane, my family, my boss, and my job, and my tour guide. Education is very important to me. It will help me in the future and also live my American life better. Thank you.
And our last speaker is Josie Jimenez.
Good evening, everyone. As long as I remember, my parents would always tell me, Josie, finish school. You will need your diploma in the future. As always say that they were wrong, and that I was going to prove them that I did not need a diploma to have a good job. After dropping out of high school, I started working at Genio and got a position in quality control. I thought life was perfect since I had a good job and I was paid good. Through the years, I went from one job to the other. I would always hear the same thing from my parents: finish school. But I did not listen. As everyone knows, life is not easy, and I bump against many obstacles in life. One time, I was getting interviewed for a better work position. I got asked if I had a diploma or a GED. Of course, my answer was no. I got turned down for the position because I did not have a diploma or a GED. Well, that did not change my mind. I still thought that it was not important. In the meantime, the day that I found out I was going to be a mommy, for the first time, I started to dream big. I wanted a good future, good education, and of course, I wanted to be a good role model for my child. Not until then, I realized my parents always told me to go back to school because they wanted the best for me. The same thing that I wanted for my child. After my daughter Destiny was born, I made my decision to go back to school. It has not been easy. This past 3 years, being a mom, a student, and work at the same time, it has been hard. After a short time of looking for a school to go to, I found Hillside Adult Education. Coming to Hillside made me realize that I had a long journey ahead of me, but I made my mind that I will get it done. At school, I got all sorts of help from wonderful teachers. I could not have made a better decision than to go to Hillside Adult Education. Obviously, life is not easy, and especially when wrong decisions are taken. But it's never too late to get things done. Today is one of my best days in life because I was able to accomplish one of my goals. My education will not stop here. And as William Jennings Bryan once said, destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved.
You know, national pollsters go around the country every year and they ask people, what are you most afraid? And usually number 1 is death. You know what number 2 is?
Public speaking.
Public speaking. Let's give them a hand for... I lost my program. I believe this is when Meg and Lori Leach will come up and introduce our graduates.
Okay. Are you ready?
The drum roll, please.
Tonight we honor the 2017 graduates celebrating with us today. When I call your name, please come forward. Caitlin Decker. Tamara Graham. Ma'alena Gutierrez.
Go
Shireen Hopp. Grace Carol Hovland. Josie Jimenez. Tristan Mooney. Zach Nygren. Taylor Nicole Purington. Yanfang Ren. Luis Sanchez. Douglas Stryker. Gabrielle Teresa Umersky. Myra Vargas. Angelique White.
Let's give them all another nice round of applause. I've got another person I just wanted to thank before we send our graduates out. I'd like to say thank you to a very special teacher who is retiring at the end of the current school year. Renee Pepper has been an incredibly effective member of our staff for the past 29 years. Renee has taught reading, language arts, GED preparation, English as a second language, and lots of writing. In fact, we are wondering who will be revising our writing curriculum now that she's leaving. I think she did that for fun, actually. In addition to her work at ABE, Renee was a full-time language arts teacher at Cathedral High School for 37 years. She has been a tireless advocate and proponent for adult and lifelong learners, and her humility, kindness, and spirit will be greatly missed next year. Unfortunately, on Monday of this very week, Renee was diagnosed with a recurring cornea erosion, and she is unable to be with us this evening. The treatments are going well. She's on drops, and they think that she will get a full recovery. But let's give her a nice hand anyway, and thank you. I've never done this before, but I would like to also give a very special thanks to my wife, who is in the audience this evening. Therese, will you stand up? Let's give her a hand. Just for being my wife. Thank you. Before we send our graduates out into the world to do great things, I'd like to thank all the learners, staff, volunteers, stakeholders, and community partners for making this an outstanding program year. During 2016-17, the Central Minnesota Adult Basic Education Program served over 2,200 adults who attended 126,000 hours of class time across the whole central part of the state. I'd also like to thank the staff who are here this afternoon setting up for this wonderful event. And I'd like to thank you, the audience, the families, the friends, the relatives, for giving love and support to the class of 2017. I'd also like to invite you all to stay after a while for some refreshments, some picture-taking opportunities, and some fellowship. And we'd like to ask that we allow the graduates to exit first, and we'd like you all to exit right over to those stairs in the library, and we're going to take a nice group picture of all of you, and please bring your diplomas with you. Okay? And now, graduates, please stand. Your tassel should be on your left, and I Googled this again this morning. And now move your tassel from the left to the right. And ladies and gentlemen, I present